Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in to our webinar on how to earn 30% more money this month. Like right now, this is an instant thing where you are going to see an ROI on your time hanging out with me for the next few minutes, where we're going to talk about some really simple things that you can do to make more money in your business. Now, those of you that are just tuning in, I'm Christy Wright and I'm the creator of the Business Boutique. And the Business Boutique is where we help women make money doing what they love. For those of you that are watching right now that have been fans or followers or Business Boutique ladies for a while, really quickly, I just want to start by kind of taking you back because we are almost in August. Tomorrow is August 1st. And believe it or not, 2 years ago on August 1st, Business Boutique didn't even exist. We had never launched or done anything with the Business Boutique 2 years ago right now. And it was right in the first week of August in 2015 that we launched our very first thing we were ever going to do with the Business Boutique, which was going to be an event in Nashville in November of that year. And that was the very first thing we did. Now, since then, I'm happy to report that you guys have been amazing. Like, you have made this thing take off between you guys showing up and telling your friends and sharing the word and our incredible team here that has made this stuff happen. We have had 9 events now. We've actually had 8. Our 9th one is coming up in Nashville this November 2nd through the 4th, which you can learn more about on businessboutique.com. If you need information on getting your tickets, there's still some available. We have a podcast, which is totally free, Business Boutique Podcast. And y'all, I've just got to give a quick shout out to Chris Wright, our podcast producer. We just surpassed 1 million downloads. Like, y'all, that's insane for this brand to be so young, but it's you guys showing up and it's our team pulling it off. And we want to help you. We want to equip you to make money doing what you love. So whether that's through an event that you come to, or the free podcast that you listen to in the car or while you're cooking, or the book was a best-selling book this spring, which is so exciting to see how you've shared it with your friends and really made that a success. But at the end of the day, everything we're about is equipping you to make money doing what you love. And so we are now kind of coming up on the 2-year anniversary of this brand, of the Business Boutique. And I'll tell you, it has been incredible to have a front row seat to watch what God is doing in you and through you and your success stories that are coming in. But I want to tell you, if you're watching right now and you're like, I don't know if this is for me. I don't know if the Business Boutique is for me. I want to encourage you. There are right now 44 million Americans that have side businesses. There's another 40 million Americans that are solopreneurs or freelancers. So they have their own business. It's kind of a one-man or one-woman show. So if you have the desire to start something on your own, or you just maybe daydream at your job, your 9-to-5 job that you may not like, and you just kind of daydream like, what if? What if I could do something? What if that little idea I've had in the back of my head that's kind of been nagging at me, but I'm scared to do it? What if I could actually do that thing? Or if you're already running a business, maybe you've got team members, you've got a boutique or a retail storefront, or you've been in business, 5 or 7 or 10 years. I just want to encourage you, you are not alone. And the Business Boutique is for you. And so my goal today is to help you learn how you can instantly make 30% more money, and you can implement these things this month. They're easy to do, quick wins, and you're going to start to see that in your bottom line and in your personal paycheck. So we're going to talk about that because, as you know, if you do follow the Business Boutique, our tagline, our mission is equipping women to make money doing what they love. It's not how to do what you love. It's not how to find the career of your dreams. Those are pieces of it. But if you're not making money, you're not in business. And if you're not making money, you're not going to sustain this long term and be able to help more people. And so that's why making money is a very critical element in our mission and what we want to equip you to do. So that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Because this movement is happening, this movement of side businesses and small businesses, and the market is easier than ever before to enter and to take your idea to the marketplace and help people. And so we want to talk about that today, regardless of where you are, though. If you don't even have an idea, or if you've been running a successful business for years, or somewhere in between, you can implement what we're going to talk about in today's webinar. These are very simple things you can do, almost too simple. Like you're going, oh man, it's common sense. I should have done that. But I'm going to walk you through some things that you can do in a real life example that will show you how you can make this 30% more money. So let's talk about what that looks like. If you're taking notes, we are going to do a little math along the way. And so you can kind of track along with me. So the very first thing that I want you to do in your business, in your idea, side business, small business, whatever that looks like, The first thing that I want you to do is I want you to find a way to lower your expenses in your business or in your cost of goods if it's a product-based business by 10 to 15%. Okay, so let's look at how would you do that? I want you to find a way to scrounge for change, look for ways to save, negotiate. In some way, I want you to lower your expenses by 10 to 15%. So here's one example of something you can do. You can shop around for materials and supplies. So for example, for those of you guys that shop on Amazon, and I shop on Amazon all the time, I love the convenience of being able to click, swipe, buy what I need. It's at my door, in 2 days as a Prime member. But on Amazon, you'll notice you may have the exact same product and there are a variety of prices. Just because the very first one pops up doesn't mean that's the best price. And in many cases, you'll see sometimes Amazon, believe it or not, actually charging more, whoever the seller is, or even if it's Amazon, charging more than what you can get at a traditional retail outlet or in a different retailer. So don't assume just when you place in search for some materials or supplies that you need or equipment, that the very first thing that pops up, whether it's Amazon or wherever, whatever wholesaler you use, that's going to be the best price. Instead, I want you to shop around. I want you to compare prices and see if there are ways to get savings or coupons or different deals that you can get, because a little bit of work on doing that homework and doing that preparation could save you some money. And we're going to talk about how that actually plays into the equation we're going to walk through today. A second thing that you can do similar to this is actually negotiate with your vendors. So if you have suppliers or you have vendors that give, either create your products for you or that you buy all of your materials from, actually go to them and negotiate. Believe it or not, about everything is open for negotiation. And if you build a relationship with that person, if you just simply make the ask of if they can work with you on the pricing, you never know. If you don't ask, the answer's always no. And so I simply want you to do some negotiating, make some calls. About, I don't know, maybe like 6 or 7 years ago, before I was married and I was working on my debt snowball, trying to get out of debt, I was trying to cut expenses in my household. It was just me, but I was just trying to find any way to cut expenses to have a little bit more margin to put towards my debt. And one of the ways that I decided to do that was I decided to call my cable provider back then. And I called and I was like, there's no chance this is going to work. But I thought, I'll just try. So I called. I was using DirecTV at the time. And again, this was years ago. But I called and asked to speak to a customer service representative. I said, hey, I'm working on paying off a lot of debt. I really don't want to cancel my service, but I want to still, have service with you guys, but I can't afford this monthly rate. What can you guys do to work with me? Y'all, they lowered my monthly cable bill by $30 just by asking. That's it. Like, it wasn't any kind of like sneaky scam that then I was going to pay, triple later in 5 months or anything like that. It was just $30 just because I asked. So what vendors do you have? What suppliers are you getting your materials from that you can negotiate with them and ask for a lower rate, ask for a better deal, something like that where you're immediately lowering your expenses. So first step is to shop around. When we're talking about lowering your expenses by 10 to 15%, one way to do that is to shop around. The second way is to negotiate with your vendors and simply make the ask. And vendors, a lot of times, especially if you're buying materials that are sold at multiple places, it's a competitive market. And so you can actually kind of negotiate between them like, well, I'm going to get this deal over here and use that to your advantage. Use the competition in that market to your advantage to be able to get a better deal and a better rate. Third way that you can do that is you can buy in bulk. It's amazing how, as moms, for those of you guys that are moms, we probably already do this in our household. We just need to apply that skill set to our business. So one way that I save money on diapers is by buying in bulk. So you can have either a subscription service. Again, Amazon does that. But I do that on my diapers. Like, I'll buy a lot at a time. And because of that, I get a much lower cost, a much lower price, per diaper if you were to actually do the math than if I bought these small packages of diapers. Well, apply that concept to your business. How can you buy in bulk and in order to save? Now, I don't want you, if you're just starting out, this is a quick kind of caveat to this. If you're just starting out, I don't want you to buy way more than the business has proven you need. So if you're brand new in business, I don't want you to buy a year's worth of supplies. Your idea is new. You need to take that higher cost on the front end for a little bit longer to validate your idea versus having all this inventory. As a good rule of thumb, you want 2 to 3 months of inventory, 2 to 3 months of supplies, materials, that type of thing. So you don't run out if you have a crazy awesome month, but you're not having all this cost, all this overhead, all this inventory. So a good way to find a lowering, an option to lower your expenses is also just buying in bulk. So when you buy in bulk, so buy 3 months at a time, you're going to save a lot more than buying every week or every few weeks or even every month. So that's a good way to do that. Another option, which you guys are probably already doing, but if you're not, instantly this will save you money. You need to buy at wholesale. You are going to save so much money versus paying retail prices. And some of you that maybe are just getting into business, or you're just kind of dabbling with the idea of turning your hobby into a business, you might be buying your supplies at retail. So maybe Michael's craft store or Joann's craft store or, Target, that type of thing. You're spending so much money when you buy at retail because those materials have already been marked up. So instead, I want you to buy at wholesale. So work out relationships with wholesale vendors to buy at a wholesale rate, and then you're instantly increasing your profit margin because you're charging the same amount for whatever you're creating if it's a product-based business, and you're paying so much less in expenses. So that's a great way. You'll instantly save a ton of money, more than 10 to 15%. If you're not buying at wholesale and you decide to do that, that's a great way to do that. Another thing that you can do is you can cut expenses where it doesn't matter. So I'll give you an example. We are planning our business boutique event coming up in Nashville. I told you guys November 2nd through the 4th. And one of the things that I've noticed from some of you ladies that have attended before is you love these bags. And I love that you love these bags. If you come, you get a free registration bag. It's white, it has the business boutique logo on it. And so one of the things we were talking about with this fall is I said, you know what? I said, these ladies love these bags, and we didn't know that you were going to love these bags. We thought you might toss it or use it as a grocery bag, but you actually carry it around everywhere. Well, because it's white, it gets dirty easily. And because it's thin, when you wash it, it just kind of looks sad. It's kind of crumpled. Because again, we got cheap bags thinking that it was going to be a one-time thing. But you guys love them and you carry them everywhere. So we're like, we need to give them better bags. So we started looking at vendors and started looking at what the price would be to have a higher quality bag. And one of the options that we looked at looked like the exact same bag. Now it was a little bit sturdier, it was a little bit higher quality, but the perceived value was non-existent, but the price was double. Well, I'll tell you guys, if you come to our Nashville event, you will not see those bags. We didn't double our cost on those bags when they don't look any different at all. Now, I will tell you some happy news. We did get some different bags that have a slightly higher cost. They're going to be a different color so they don't get as dirty, and they're more durable. So that's worth it. So you want to look at your business. Where is it worth it to spend more money, and where is it not? If there's something right now you're spending money on that you don't have to, that's a great place to cut expenses. Maybe right now, and I'm just throwing out an idea. Maybe right now you put in handwritten thank you notes to all of your customers. I think that's a cool idea. But maybe right now you're getting those thank you notes at Target, and instead you could just buy a bulk thing of card stock where it's you're averaging, a penny per card versus, 10 cards for $10 or whatever from Target. That's a great place to cut expenses. You're still sliding a note in, if you want to, or you can cut it all together where it doesn't make that huge of a difference in your business. And your customer's not going, oh, this is a bulk card versus a Target thank you card. They don't care. So find places to cut expenses where it doesn't really matter, and it's not going to harm the quality or the experience for your customers. It might be something you're wasting a little money on right now. That's a great place to cut expenses and instantly increase your profit margin. And also, while you're doing this, I know that it's very easy when you get into business and you're kind of looking at all the different cash flow and going, okay, well, I could save 10 cents over here, but what's 10 cents? Does 10 cents even matter? It does matter. It's kind of like, for those of you that are married, that when you planned your wedding, I don't know what your wedding was like. My husband and I, we paid for our wedding ourselves. So we were very much on a budget trying to figure out, okay, how can we get, Cokes from Costco and, bring things ourselves and all that kind of stuff. But when you're talking about wedding dollars, you're talking about a lot of money. Even if you do a cheap wedding, it's still a lot of money in many cases, more than you're spending on an average day of your life just hanging out. And so it's very easy to think let's say, for example, you could save $500 here on your wedding. in the grand scheme of wedding dollars, especially if someone is having a wedding that's $20,000 or $30,000, which, believe it or not, is actually just a normal cost of wedding these days. But even if you had a cheap wedding, if you had a lower range budget, $500 doesn't seem like that much in terms of those big numbers. But if I was to say to you, hey, would you like me to just, I don't know, mail you $500? You'd be like, heck yeah, $500. That's so much money. Or even in college applications, you think like, oh, there's this little scholarship, but it's only $500. Well, college is $1 bazillion. So what's the point of even applying for that one? It doesn't even matter. It's $500. Well, think about in your business. 10 cents here, 50 cents there, 25 cents there. All of this adds up. And especially as you scale it over the course of the amount of customers you help in a year or purchases you make as you're cutting expenses, this makes a big difference. So I'm going to actually walk you through an example today. So we're going to pretend for a second that you have a product-based business, even if you don't, and I'll talk to service-based businesses here in a second. We're going to talk about what it would look like if you made some cuts here. So let's say, for an example, that you have a business, a small business. It can be on Etsy or your own website, and you make wallets. So you make accessories, leather accessories, purses, wallets, that kind of stuff. But we're going to use wallets as an example, okay? Let's say that you make wallets right now. And right now, there's a very simplified version for you guys. You pay $3 for the leather to actually make the wallet. You pay $1 for the zipper that goes on the wallet, and you pay $1 for the clasp that goes on the wallet, okay? So your total cost in this wallet that you're making and selling as your small business is $5, okay? Well, let's say, for example, that you sell it for $20. So your profit margin is $15, all right? Now, let's look at what it would look like to cut your expenses by 10 to 15%, okay? What if you could get the leather for $2.50? What if you could get the zipper for 50 cents? And what if you could get the clasp for 50 cents? Okay, so we've made some cuts, little tiny cuts in each area of the materials in this wallet, okay? Well, you would save $1.50 per wallet in expenses, okay? Now, $1.50, it's $1.50. What's the big deal? Does it even really matter? Well, instantly, your profit has gone up $1.50 per wallet. So your profit has instantly gone up 10% per wallet. Okay, let's scale that throughout the year to see what that would look like. Let's say that you make and sell 100 wallets per month and 1,200 wallets per year. Okay, that is an additional $1,800 that you're earning per year from not doing anything different than cutting your expenses. So just by making these tiny changes of $1.50 per wallet in expenses, okay, that you're making this change, you've now earned an extra $1,800, almost $2,000 a year, and you've done nothing different other than cutting your expenses. Y'all, that's a big difference. So the very first thing that I want you to do is cut your expenses by 10 to 15%. Find ways to do that by shopping around, by negotiating, buying in bulk, those types of things. Now, really quickly, I want to speak to the service-based businesses. For you, you're mostly charging for your time. Your time is what you're charging for because you don't have this cost of goods. You might have overhead costs, of course, of running your business. But for you, it's time. Time is what you're charging for. Time is money. So what I want you to do when it comes to finding ways to cut your expenses, you can either find ways to cut your expenses in your overhead, so the expenses of marketing or email supply or website domain hosting, any of that kind of stuff, you can find ways to cut there, or find ways to be faster. Find ways to be more efficient. Find ways to streamline your services, or maybe even serve more customers at one time. Some different things you can do in how you structure your services to where you're making more money per customer because you're saving more time per customer. So don't feel like this doesn't apply to you if you're in a service-based business. For you, what you're trying to save is time, because time is money. In your world, that's what you're charging for. I actually want to tell you guys some exciting news, especially for the service-based businesses, but this would apply for either of you guys. We have a podcast coming out in a couple weeks, and it's specifically on how to create passive income. So passive income is where you're making money even when you're not working. You're making money while you're sleeping, while you're doing yoga, while you're hanging out with your kids. And so we've got a podcast coming out on specifically that topic. And I talk about service-based businesses, how you can actually structure your business to where you're helping groups and you're helping people virtually and you're finding ways to save time to make more money per customer. So if you're not subscribed yet to the Business Boutique podcast, be sure to subscribe so that when that podcast comes out, you've got it immediately, and that can help you kind of with what I'm talking about here of how to make more money per customer, how to lower your expenses and save your time. Okay, so the first thing that I want you to do, as we're talking about making 30% more money, is I want you to find a way instantly to cut your expenses by 10 to 15%. Now, so lowering expenses is step one. Step two, I want you to increase your prices by 10 to 15%. Okay, so let's talk about how you do that. Service-based businesses, I'm going to speak to you guys differently here, product-based and service-based. If you're in a service-based business, the only difference for you when it comes to raising prices is you want to give your customers a heads up. Now, you don't have to tell them 3 months in advance. That's not necessary. The bottom line is you just want them to know before they buy from you again, before they set up an appointment with you again, they know what your new rates are. I'll give you an example. We had, my husband and I just completely admittedly have help around my house. My house is a struggle town. I'm not home a lot. Like, we have someone come once a month that helps us around the house. And the lady that was helping us, loved her. She's fantastic. And she still helps us sometimes. One day she came, and afterwards she texted me and said, hey, here's the price. Here's how long I stayed. And I was like, oh, well, I don't think that's your normal rate, is it? And she said, oh, my rate's gone up. And it had gone up by 25%. Well, that's a pretty big increase in rate, which I'm happy to pay had I known about it. But I felt a little on the defense because she'd already performed the service. She'd already cleaned my house and didn't tell me about it. So I felt like, I would have loved to have known about that beforehand. So just don't surprise your customers with an increase in price. Simply let them know ahead of time. So if you, for example, maybe do swim lessons, or if you do home organizing, you do fitness training, you do business coaching, what you want to do is on all of your receipts, once you decide to raise your prices, say, thanks so much for your purchase. My rates are increasing as of XYZ date to this amount. Thanks so much. Can't wait to set up your next appointment and serve you, in the coming year or whatever, however you want to word it, and whatever your timing is going to be. You just want them to know before they book with you again what the rates are going to increase to. You don't want them to book with you and then you give them that invoice and say, hey, oh, by the way, here's my new rates and I've already performed the service. People don't like those kind of surprises. They're more than likely happy to pay it. They just don't want to feel caught off guard. They want to know ahead of time. So you want to inform them if you're in a service-based business. Now, if you are in a product-based business, you just do it. That's it. You go onto your website, you plug in the new numbers. You go on your Etsy page, you plug in the new numbers. You just increase your prices instantly. So let's use the example of the wallet business. For those of you guys that are in the product-based business, let's look at what this would look like. Okay, let's say that you raise your prices from $20. Right now, that's what you're charging for your wallets. You raise it from $20 to $23, okay? That is a 15% price increase from $20 to $23. So your revenue per wallet instantly went up by $3 because you plugged in some numbers, because you changed them, because you're the business owner and you can do what you want to, and you decided to. Now, you didn't go from $20 to $75. That would be confusing to your customers, right? No, you went from $20 to $23. That's a negligible price increase. That's going to make a big difference to you, probably not that big of a difference to your customers, to be honest. So what would that look like to increase your wallet price from $20 to $23, which is a 15% price increase? Well, that's an additional $3,600 per year that you're earning from not doing anything other than plugging in some numbers. Like, y'all, I'm making this sound easy because it is. It's your business. You set the pricing. You decide what you charge. You decide what the value of what you're producing, what you're bringing to the marketplace is worth. And so if you make this price increase from $20 to $23, you're now earning an extra $3,600 in your business per year if you sold those same amount of wallets like we talked about, 100 per month, 1,200 per year. So product or service-based businesses, I want to tell you something really quickly. People will buy at this new price. If you increase your prices by 15%, people will buy at this new price. If they won't buy your wallet for $23, they won't buy it for $20. This is a negligible price increase. People will still buy. I know we're always so scared, like we're going to lose customers. I'll tell you guys, one woman That's a business boutique success story. After she came to our event and she was inspired to raise her prices, she raised her prices significantly because she was way undercharging. And not only did her revenue go up and her profit margin go up, her amount of customers went up. She actually attracted more customers at this higher rate. So she was making a lot more money, not just per customer, but she had more customers, so it was scaling. And if we could understand that this is not going to be the end of your business, you will still have people buy at this, you could increase your profit margin, make more money, and I promise you're not going to lose customers. Here's the other thing I want to remind you guys about, and I get on soapboxes, so I'm going to restrain myself right now from not getting on one of my preaching tangents. But here's the thing. Don't let your pricing strategy be to be the cheap one. I talked to a woman one time in a coaching session, and I was encouraging her to raise her prices. And she said, well, I'm so scared to raise my prices. If I raise my prices, no one will buy from me because right now I'm the cheapest. And I thought, if your only value proposition in the marketplace is that you're the cheapest, you have a bigger problem. It's not about pricing. It's about the value you're providing and your belief in the value you're providing. But if you're solving people's problems, if you're serving the marketplace, then you can believe in your price. Being the cheapest should not even enter your mind. It shouldn't even be on your radar. And here's the other thing for you guys to remember. See, I'm getting on my soapbox. I can't help myself. Here's the other thing for you to remember. Your target market is someone that wants what you have to offer and is willing to pay the price you charge. If you price your products cheaply, you're going to attract a cheap customer. Do you want cheap customers? I mean, do you? I don't. I mean, they're not fun to work with for the most part. Like maybe you do, maybe you have a heart for the cheap. I don't. Okay, so don't price cheap. When you price cheap, you attract cheap. Price well, and you will attract the right customer that is not only willing to pay the price you charge, but they're thrilled to, and they're going to thank you afterwards because, man, you solved their problem. You helped them. You gave them a wallet that they love, and they're proud to open when they're ready to make a purchase. They love that wallet. You're making a difference through your business, so don't be ashamed to increase your prices and value what you're worth. So we're going to talk about the wallet example. You increase your prices from $20 to $23. I really showed restraint there to end my soapbox because I could have gone all day on that. Y'all can tell I get real excited. And by the way, as a resource for you, if you need more help on pricing, we have podcasts specifically on managing your money. And also in the Business Boutique Academy, we have videos on setting prices, video trainings where I do deep dives on helping you set your price. We also have a tool for you called the Profit Potential Tool. If you go to businessboutique.com where you enter your email address, totally free, shows you and helps you how to actually set pricing. That's called the Profit Potential Tool. So I want you to know we've got free options, we've got paid options, we've got deep dive training lessons on this. I want to help you. I want to help you price your products. I want to help you earn a profit. I want to help you pay yourself. I know these things are tough. So let's get back to our example here. And also our team is in the YouTube chat right now. So if you're watching and you are chatting, I want you to go ahead and chat with them. If you have questions on any of those resources, they can help you with that, but I'm going to keep rolling here. Okay, so let's talk about the result of decreasing our expenses by 10%, increasing our revenue. Okay, so we're increasing our price of what we're charging for our wallet by $3. We're going from $20 to $23. Let's look at the result. We're going to combine that price increase with the decrease in expenses, with the cut in expenses. The cost of the wallets, if you're tracking with me here, okay, the cost of the wallets was $5, okay? We were selling it for $20, and so our profit was $15. So we were paying $5 in expenses, the cost. We were selling it for $20. Okay, so our profit was $15. Now let's look at what these changes. Now the cost of wallets with these cuts we found is $3.50. Okay, now we're selling it for $23. So our profit is now $19.50 per wallet. By that tiny cut in expenses and that tiny increase in price, we've now increased our profit by 30%. Ta-da! You did it, like 30%. That's it, y'all. It's that simple. Find some cuts in expenses. Find a way to increase your prices by a little bit. And you have now increased your profit instantly, right now, this month, by 30%. Let's scale that throughout the year. If you make 1,200 wallets a year, 100 wallets a month, these two small changes you can make that you can do today, by the way, you can find these and make these changes today, will earn you $5,400 per year in profit. $5,400 per year in profit in this wallet example. Now, if you have a higher price point product or higher price point service, that's going to be even more magnified because the percentages have that much more of effect as you scale. Okay? So this is going to have a huge impact in your business, in your bottom line, and in your personal paycheck. $5,400. Now, y'all, clearly, we've been hanging out here for about, 30 minutes, half an hour, maybe during your lunch break. Maybe you're busy and distracted, but this is a flyby. Like, this is a quick flyby. Here's some things you can do right now. Go do them, go win, go make more money. But I'll be honest with you, I don't love the flybys because what I want to do is I want to get in your business with you. I want to talk about your business on a deeper level where we can spend some time getting into the details and the nuances of your situation and your struggles. What are you working through that you need specific help with? Or what are some things that you're like, you know what, I'm really strong over here, but gosh, these subjects intimidate me, or these areas of my business, I just feel stuck. I feel overwhelmed. And I want to tell you, that is exactly why we created the Business Boutique Academy. Because what we found was people come to the event and it's this mountaintop experience and it's awesome, but they go home and they need help and they run into walls because that's what business is. You're going to have hurdles and you're going to have challenges. And so we wanted to create a place where I can walk with you step by step by step, arm in arm. We're in your business together. And so we created a platform. It's called the Business Boutique Academy. It is online where this is our learning center where not only are we giving you personalized assessments, where we literally, you take a test, like a personality test, like a Myers-Briggs or StrengthsFinders, and we show you, here's where you're strong in your business. Here's where you need work. And then we give you customized advice and action steps on do these things this week to improve the areas that you're weak. You take this assessment every single month as a member, and then you're constantly growing in the areas that you need help. We also have something called the Video Training Library, where there are so many videos, and all of these are deep dive lessons, 20, 30, 40-minute lessons, some of them longer, on a variety of topics. And we're always adding to it. When we launched it, we had about 35 videos, and we're adding new ones every single week. I'll tell you, we've got one coming up specifically on how to raise your prices. I walk you through a much deeper dive than I can cover with you today of here's exactly how to do it. Here's how to figure out how much you want to increase it. Here's how to communicate it to your customers and actually roll it out so you increase your profit margin. We have a variety of other topics though. We cover everything from branding and taxes, your unique position, certainly your plan, how to research. You guys know, I'm telling you all the time that research is your path to success because when you know your market, you can reach them, you can talk to them, you can sell to them, you can help them. But I walk you through 2 full training lessons on research, on how to do research, how to conduct surveys, how to ask the right questions, how to find the right people that want to do your surveys and actually participate in these interviews with you. So it's really an incredible platform where you can get trained on an ongoing basis with weekly videos on the topics that you need. But then my favorite part, bias obviously, is you get coaching sessions with me every single month. I answer your questions. Every single month, we have live webinars together. And if you can't attend live, you can always watch the video after that. But I'm going to answer your questions. And y'all, I'm fast. Y'all know I talk fast. I answer a bazillion questions. And it's a very intimate group where you're tuning in live and you're answering questions about your business. And I'm helping you on a one-on-one basis. This is the only place I do coaching is in the Business Boutique Academy and for Academy members. And I love that aspect because I want to help you on that deeper level, on that one-on-one level, on the very specific situations that you need help with. So I want to talk to you really quickly about what this looks like because I have a special code for you that's only good for this week. So if you're watching this right now, it's what is today? July 31st. This code is only good through Saturday, through August 5th. So you've got to take advantage of it. The cost to be an Academy member is $30 a month. Or if you pay for the full year in advance, that's $300 for the year. So you get 2 months free if you pay for the full year in advance. So $30 a month or $300 for the year if you decide to pay for it in advance. So let's just really quickly put this in relation to what you're spending in your business. If you're in this wallet business like we talked about, y'all, that's $25 a month. If you pay for the full year in advance, you're averaging out $25 a month, which is like selling one wallet. I promise you, this will give you more ROI than you can even imagine. It's something I'm so proud of that our team has created. We also have a lot of other stuff in there. We have a planning center for your notes and your resources. And I mean, it's an incredible resource for you to get what you need and for me to help you on that one-on-one basis. So let me give you the code to even get a savings from that. If you use the code SUMMER, summer, because it's summer, yay, you get $10 off your first month. So it'd only be $20 for your first month, or you get $30 off your first year. So you would be paying $270 for a full year, which averages out to like $22 a month to be an Academy member. And y'all, you're getting personalized assessments, weekly video training, deep dive lessons, and monthly coaching sessions with me. That is called a stinking good deal. But I'll tell you, you don't have to take my word for it. I want to tell you 2 quick testimonials that we've had of Academy members, because in case you didn't know, this is brand new. Like, we rolled this out just like over a month ago. And so we're already seeing the success come in. So I want to tell you, this is what Tracy wrote. She said, I received coaching from Christy in our Academy session and immediately put the advice into action. I was having a challenge with a client, and by using Christy's guidance, I got the information I needed. I got weekly meetings with him, and I doubled my monthly rate with him to have these weekly meetings. If you aren't a part of the Academy, join. I'm only a few days in, and it's already paying dividends in my business. That's from Tracy. Y'all, those are not my words. Those are Tracy's words. But I believe in this because I've seen those success stories and more come in. Another one from Jennifer. She said, I'm so in love with the Academy. It's on my mind all the time. I make list after list and take notes after notes. Enrolling in the Academy is the best thing I could have done to help me find myself and my business. Now, if you have questions about the Academy, about joining, about membership, about the special code for summer, then you can actually chat with our team. They'll answer any questions you have. And feel free, if you are a member of the Business Boutique community, which is totally free, over 10,000 women are community members, you can join there, and feel free to comment in the message boards, in this, the feed, the updates, and say, hey, for any of you guys that are Academy members, like, do you like it? Is it worth it? I have complete confidence in every single woman that's in there that she is getting more ROI than she could have imagined. It is absolutely worth it. And if you want to invest in yourself and your business, there's no better way to do it than by joining the Business Boutique Academy. I'm so excited about it because I've seen it. I've seen it work, and I know what it can do for you and your business. So this 30-minute webinar is a great overview of me teaching and kind of going into deep dives. You can go home and implement these things instantly to earn 30% more money in your business this month. But if you want to really put it into action, if you want to take this to the next level and learn about all the different topics in your business that can help you, the Business Boutique Academy is the solution for you. So really quickly, want to recap. Your code is SUMMER. You'll get $10 off your first month, $30 off your first year. That averages out to $22 a month, or like selling one wallet. But either way, I hope that you put this into practice. I hope that you find ways to cut expenses. I hope you find ways to increase your cost, that your price that you're charging people. And as a result, you see an increase in your profit instantly of 30%. Again, I want to remind you guys of other resources we have for you. The Profit Potential Tool is totally free at businessboutique.com. That is where it shows you all the most important numbers in your business, shows you how to price and how to adjust your prices. We have the Business Boutique podcast. Again, totally free. This is ongoing encouragement. We have 2 podcasts that come out per month. We've got expert interviews. We've got success stories of women that are doing it, and you're listening going, oh my gosh, if she can do it, I can do it. Totally free. So be sure to subscribe to the Business Boutique podcast. We have our event in Nashville, November 2nd through the 4th, with an amazing lineup of speakers. Many of you have asked if we will live stream that. We will not, because I promise you, you just got to be there. It's an incredible in-person experience that you only get when you're in that room with 3,000 amazing women. It can be life-changing. So we have that event for you. You can find out more at businessboutique.com. We have, of course, the best-selling book, Business Boutique. That's your guide. That's your plan to help you make money doing what you love. Cover to cover, it's a plan. And every chapter has action items for you to put that plan into action and make it yours. So that's a resource for you as well. And then, of course, like I mentioned, we have the Business Boutique Academy, where I get in your business with you, give you monthly assessments, weekly training, and monthly coaching sessions with me, because at the end of the day, all we all want to do, my team and I, have a heart to help you make money doing what you love. Thanks so much for tuning in, and let us know in any way how we can help you do that. Thanks, guys.